Hey, we are back. Anyhow, after
I'm
we
like,
were so rudely interrupted talking about stupid people in Yellowstone
yeah,
National
I'm
Park.
saying he's trying to save a bison, bro. Save my credit. I'm like, do something.
Well, they tell most people know that about wild animals. Where if you find even a baby bird, haven't they taught you that if you pick up that baby bird, the mother's going to reject it because it'll smell human on it and doesn't want
Yep.
anything. And you can't blame animals for not wanting to have anything to do with humans' health. Sometimes I feel the same way.
Especially when we eat them most of the time. I'm like,
Yeah, I know what you're looking at me like a meal, man. I understand.
poach me. I don't want to get poached. I want to live.
I'm just saying. I could, yeah, but anyhow, and that is this. People exercise some caution. I think we covered that before. People going off the trails, and I don't know if you've ever been to Yellowstone National Park, but it's a huge volcanic area. You have a
Yeah,
caldera
I
where
heard of it.
it once exploded, and if you go around there, you're going to see, and that's what Old Faithful is. That the water underground is heated from that lava that's under the ground and causes it to erupt. You go in there, you'll see bubbling mud pots and all kinds of different crazy stuff. They've got some water in there, that as soon as you put your hand in it, you'll scald yourself a couple 100 degrees.
Man, I don't. I feel nervous at the zoo.
Oh yeah, it's a
I
dangerous
really,
place. People don't respect nature.
no, I really don't want to go in there. I don't want to be the first brother to get gored by a bison. Yeah, listen, I look at Jellystone on like Yogi Bear. That looks dangerous to me.
Yeah, him just stealing your damn picnic basket.
That's dangerous. That he's
His
still a
picnic
bear. I don't care
basket.
if he is. Shit, it's a bear. Yogi is dangerous.
Man, I'm just saying. Anyhow, hey, what do we got to be? Oh, hey. Kids survived for 40 days is our next
Ooh.
topic. Did you hear about that?
Mm-mm.
These kids they was on a private plane. Now there were 3 adults in the plane, and I think they may cover most of this. But anyhow, there were 3 adults in the plane, and the only ones that survived was the kids. And so, hey, check it out, and let's play this video.
Sheer joy as the grandparents of 4 children lost in the rainforest for 40 days learn they've been found alive. This little boy reaches out to rescuers with pathetically thin arms. Hunger is written on this child's face. Another is swaddled in an emergency first aid blanket. The children, aged 13, 9, 4, and a 1-year-old infant, survived a small plane crash in Colombia that took the lives of the adults on board, including their mother. They were found exhausted, dehydrated, hungry, with insect bites, their feet cut by walking in the rugged terrain.
So how did they stay alive against all odds? Well, the siblings found they had some yucca flower on the plane, similar to a sweet potato. They found supplies dropped by the searchers, and because they were raised in an indigenous jungle community, they have survival skills most of us don't have.
Survival expert Shane Hobel showed me how the kids got through the unimaginable ordeal.
Because they knew some of the indigenous plants and knew what to eat and what not to eat, they were able to live off some roots, some of the berries, and some of the seeds. And I also understand they had some farina with them. They knew the berries to eat, and right here we actually have some of our own indigenous berries. This is the blueberry bush.
Found it, and that has great nutritional value. There's water in here?
There is water in here. Go ahead and lift that end of the vine, and you're going to see the water begin to pour out the end of the vine.
Oh, wow.
Colombian soldiers joined with indigenous trackers in Operation Hope to find the children. They shouted the name of the eldest child. The kids were found just 3 miles from the crash site, and there are lessons for everyone from their ordeal.
This is a great example of what even just a little bit of knowledge can do. They're courageous.
They're fantastic or what? Those kids survived it. Some people may not be able to handle that. You're on mute, Larry. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine, sir.
Days and they were babies, man.
Yeah, but apparently, they had enough survival skills to know, obviously, what roots they could eat, and you can eat the roots just like we can eat dandelions and stuff like that. Yes, just the simple things to get you by. Because I mean, you can go for 3 days without water, 30 days without food. So obviously, yeah, they had found themselves some sources of water that was halfway purified because they didn't appear to be too sick. Malnutrition, maybe. But yeah, apparently they found a water source and they found some food. What did they say? That they found some stuff that the rescuers had airdropped around the area or some kind?
Yeah, dropped some stuff around the area. They said 3 miles from the crash site, they found some flowers, like sweet potatoes. You could similar to sweet potatoes. So they had just a little something to survive, because if they didn't have that, they would have been dead. 40 days.
Yeah, the best thing to do, really, because I mean, is stay where you're at. Scout the area around you for heat source,
Fires,
wood, fire, stuff like that, and a food source.
Stay
where you're at.
They use the wreckage. For
some type of point of reference, right? And they could use that for shelter, because you never know what you're going to encounter, especially in Colombian jungle. I can imagine that could be real harsh.
Imagine the 40 nights, and noises and the sounds and the terror. But like they said, lucky they grew up in that area, but people got to stop.
And what they say, the youngest was a couple of months, yes?
Yeah. They're probably giving the youngest out most of the food. That's what I would have done.
That's amazing to me. So, yeah, kudos out to those kids for knowing what the hell to do.
People need to stop just finding little small planes and all these helicopters just to do it for fun, just because they got a couple of dollars. You about to drive. And I know more people die in car accidents, but more people die at one time in airplane accidents.
They seem to have a lot of accidents in the private planes and in the helicopters.
Yeah, they do. They have more accidents. There's been a lot of them.
I mean, you have some commercial jet incidents, but not nearly, I think, the numbers that you would have with private aircraft.
Yeah. So it's like people just doing too much. I'm just glad those kids survived and had survival skills. Because our kids these days, they ain't gonna last that long out there.
You don't think so?
Hell no, man. Give them a video game that lasts long. Shit. Survival skills, my ass.
I had got a couple of my boys to be able to handle it. Yeah, you get lost. Yeah, sometimes and that happens. Yeah, I know that you can get lost. You get up in the Oregon and Washington and get lost up into some of the mountain ranges. Yeah, you got to figure it out. Figure it out or die.
You know how you survive? Mm-hmm. Survive the situations. Not go. Just don't go
that's probably one of the better ways to survive.
I ain't going. I'm like, if it's a trail, I'm staying on that damn trail. Anytime I stop seeing the trail, I'm turning back around and go the way I came.
Yeah, but part of it really has to do with know where you're at. You're gonna be going down to Colombia. Think ahead of the pace, and it's always what am I going to?
If I go to Colombia, I'm going to the vacation spots. I'm not going to no woods.
Some remote damn jungle.
Yeah, I'm looking at the woods, but I ain't going into the woods. And if I go into the woods, I'm going in with a scout or somebody that knows this place. I'm not going by myself.
Oh, they may have been taking some damn sightseeing tours, because I've seen those even went south. Hawaii, where they're going around in the different islands looking at waterfalls and remote areas.
One incident where a boat capsized somewhere and killed everybody, a whole family. A while back, killed a whole family.
I was gonna do a video. And it just happened. It just happened. I was going to actually talk about it tonight, and it happened in New York. Apparently, there's a ride that you can kind of goes underneath the falls. It's kind of like a boat ride. It sits on a river, and apparently it capsized. And a couple people got killed. Some hypothermia because of the temperature of the water, shit like that. So,
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
We all gonna die, but I'm not gonna just speed my shit up.
You don't want to press your luck.
I ain't gonna speed it up. I did all this crazy stuff when I was younger, and
so hey man, you've been watching the news, see what's going on with the ex-pres that he's down there in Florida getting charged with a zillion counts of everything from conspiracy to cover up
to and everything.
Oh yeah, they're hitting him with everything. Jaywalking.
He's trouble with everything.
Got you with everything, man. I can't believe we even did that. But anyhow, hey, I thought it would be kind of cute to take a look at the people outside the trial. just to see, you know, what are they like on both sides.
Hey, Christian.
Yeah, it was certainly controlled chaos. Demonstrators did not come out by the thousands as many believed they would. They came out by the hundreds, at least a few, most of them supporters of the former president, but a notable number of them had various points of view.
We must wake up, Americans.
Their reasons for being here run the gamut.
What brought me down here was to support the king.
He's a rat.
He is a good man.
To show support with other believers, brought the children along with, because these days are going to go down in history.
With few exceptions, including the man in the jail costume tackled by law enforcement after rushing in front of Trump's motorcade, and the suspicious device forcing police to set a perimeter before declaring it safe.
Thank God we're in America.
It was controlled chaos outside the courthouse as the former president was arraigned on charges of mishandling classified documents.
The charges are nothing compared to the charges that Biden should be confronting.
Why is George Bush handing Obama candies? Why are they all together?
What are your thoughts on the indictment?
My thought on the indictments is it's bull.
It's a distraction
It's a distraction to what?
to what's really happening in the White House.
In the minority were people who want to see Trump convicted.
America says no one is above the law. Prove it.
And Peter Crotty, who brought his swag for sale.
I campaign through merchandise.
This man standing out from the crowd for one obvious reason. Osmani Estrada says he was inspired to bring a real pig's head on a stick.
From the Lord of the Flies. Today is a day for celebration. The democratic system in this country works.
I want to know what's going on.
Janie Jackson says she went and sat in the courtroom to hear the charges and see him for herself.
And when I looked to my right, I saw the hair.
Once a Trump supporter, Chris Nelson, says he's upset.
Having these documents in his bathroom and on the stage at Mar-a-Lago, I mean, what was he thinking?
But those who vow to follow him no matter what are confident.
The truth will prevail and we'll see our man back at the helm.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that.
They need to take their ass to work, man.
Is that just hilarious? You know,
Half those people, where are they from?
the one Asian woman that was crying, wake up,
America!
Wake up, America! I'm like, what are you?
What? The black people.
Yeah.
For the black ladies, for the black Mexican, Puerto Rico. What the fuck were they? I'm like, who? I think the one guy was white. Pretty sure he was white, but
he had a Blacks for America shirt on. You caught that?
It's a circus. I saw that.
That's what it is. It's just a circus. That's what the whole thing is, a damn circus. And it's the media's fault if you look at it.
His presidency was a circus. His followers are circus creatures. The whole ordeal is a circus, man. It's just like a television sitcom.
Well, what's he come from? A television sitcom.
Instead of fired, it should be called You Love Trump. Who loves Trump? It should be called that. Who loves Trump? And then get all the cartoon character, real life people out there and let them dress up with pig heads and
prison outfits and
Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit and no escape type stuff. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
he was our president, and this guy was our president. He had documents that he shouldn't have had in the restroom, on the toilet, taking a dump, reading them.
Yeah, I mean, that's my whole problem with the with the situation. Rather, I don't think that it's really political motivated. It's you brought it on, Don. They said, you know, everybody else complied. You had you point out Biden. Well, Biden complied and let them search his residence, come in and get what they wanted, and so did Pence, right? The only one that's giving them bullshit and saying, no, I've given it to you, and then telling other people to hide the documents.
And they send us a smoke screen to what's going on.
That's on you, Donnie. Not.
It says, one lady says a smoke screen, but I'm like, it's always something going on with every president. You're not going to know about everything that's going on with every president. When they mess up real bad, you're going to know, but it's always something going on with every president. Every time we had one, there's never been a president that's had a smooth, easy ride in office. There's always been something going on. There's always been some negativity. So a lot of people just got to just understand he's just a dick.
Well, and you know, the whole thing is what I get tired of is the Republicans still going back to, they want to still get, what about Hillary's email server? What about, Hunter Biden's laptop? What, you know,
For one thing,
that's probably some of the least concern to Americans that there are. I mean, let's talk about, the economy. Let's talk about border security. Let's talk about let's talk about firearm control. Let's talk about our education system. Let's talk about something important besides Hunter's laptop or Hillary's email.
Really. I'm like, seriously. Stupid.
I get tired of hearing it. It's ridiculous.
They said he's still going to run for president, too. He said he's still running. Yeah. Oh, we found some good candidates.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I think they said he's like, he's in the double-digit lead, in the Republican side of things, 10 points or more ahead of everybody else. Yeah, that
shows you how stupid our country is and how they'll just elect anybody, and they want this cartoonish ass guy as our president that cares nothing really about no one or anything. He plays the game. He's getting better politically. I can see that. So, but the cat is out the bag already, bro.
We'll see what happens. Hey, let's move on. This one is really kind of disturbing. Actually, a New Mexico teenager was arrested for killing her baby.
Oh, shit.
In May, officers and detectives showed up to the home of Artesia 19-year-old Alexi Trevizo. Her mother opened the door, demanding answers.
I'll bring her out. Just tell me what's going on.
There's a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, for what?
I will give it to her whenever.
Can I see a warrant?
The back and forth went on for some time before officers disclose.
Homicide. Open count of homicide. And tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence?
Yes.
At the hospital?
Police say in January, Trevizo had a baby in a hospital bathroom and tied him in a trash bag before hiding him in the trash can, killing the baby. The hospital custodian found the infant in the bloody bathroom.
So when I picked it up, I realized that it was like a little heavier than it would be with just toilet paper and a trash bag in there. Mm-hmm. So I looked in there, and that's when I called Lori and told her that I think there's babies in there.
At the time, Trevizo and her mom said they didn't know she was pregnant.
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know she was pregnant. I didn't know.
As did her boyfriend.
How long have you all been together?
Almost 2 years.
2 years? Okay. So I'm not trying to be rude, but you are more than likely would be the father? Okay.
Yes.
When police came to arrest Trevizo months later, her mom gave law enforcement a warning.
You bet when this is over, I'm coming for the police department and the hospital. Yes. I am.
And made a plea.
Please don't be rough with her, please.
Eventually, the teen comes out.
Hi. What's your name?
Alexi.
Okay. What's the last 4 of your social?
She don't even know it.
Trevizo gets cuffed and booked, charged with first-degree murder. Annalisa Pardo, KRQE, News 13.
Is that sad and sick?
I'm like, if you
had a baby, threw it in a garbage can and tied it up, and then just split. I'm like, damn.
And what was it? Was a mother sitting in the bed with her at the time? What was that about with the hospital bed?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, apparently they must have been. Or she said she didn't know she was pregnant. Yeah, I mean, come on, the mom had to know something. You took your daughter in there to the emergency ward, and then they're talking to you about pregnancy.